I'd love to read to you Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42, but I'm not going to because you already know it. This is where Mary and Martha are sitting there, and Martha is running around cleaning everything up, and Mary is sitting at Jesus' feet. And Martha's like, Jesus, tell her help. And he's like, yo, you're missing it. This so-called ministry that you're doing, this service that you're doing, she's chose the more important thing, to just sit and be with me. Dang, man. Told y'all, this hits home. And so, if we really want a closer walk, we must sit at the feet of Jesus. We must listen to him. I said earlier, our being with him will change our doing for him. And how do I know that? Acts chapter 4, verse 13. Oh my gosh, man. There is so much good stuff here. Acts chapter 4, verse 13. Let me tell you what this says. Because here's a situation where Peter and John, the same two guys that just got to see this incredible revelation of the Son of God revealing his glory, right? And hearing the Father speak from heaven and say, this is my son, listen to him. Those same two guys now got arrested for preaching in his name and healing people in his name. And so what happens then? Well, let me tell you. It says that Acts chapter 4, look at verse 13. As they're in front of the Sanhedrin, as they're in front of this council, verse 13 says, now, when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were uneducated, common men. Do I got any uneducated common men? I found out I was one of those this week. That was me. He says, these uneducated common men, right? They were astonished. Wait a minute. How can this be? And they recognized that they had been with Jesus. They had been with him. You know, we might know some stuff. We got all these scholarly doctorates and all of this kind of, man, I'm dope in the word. And he said, yo, but those guys, man, they were with him. They spent time with him. And so that spending time with him, that being with him changes our doing for him. And then you can just write this down, John chapter 15, verses 15 and 16. Guys, this scripture is amazing because it says that God actually chose us. And he chose us that we would bear fruit. He wants us to be fruit producers. See, we want to bear the fruit without being pruned, without going through the process. And the process is being with him. No longer running from ourselves, running from the things that we don't want to face because it's difficult. God has already expressed his desire to be with us because he said, I choose you that you would bear fruit. See, he's already expressed his desire to be with us. Your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your resources don't matter here. They don't matter in this context. Instead, what matters is your choice. Do I really want a closer walk?